Hey guys, how's it going? Utmost Geek here. Going for a bit of a different approach, and somebody actually requested this, that I do a bit more editing, so I thought I'd give this a try. I've recorded some B-roll, and basically what you're going to see today is one of my own machines. This is a Dell Dimension 3100C. I bought it, say, a few years ago now, back in 2022, and this has got a Pentium 4 and it originally came with 1 gig of RAM. It is in pretty beat up condition, and it was honestly a bit of a stupid buy. And I've upgraded a tiny bit, and I will go through all of that in due course. But it is, what you could say, a bit of a rarity now. You don't see many of these machines anymore, so I thought at the time I might as well snag it up for, I think it was like £10 or something off of eBay. Came all beat up and everything, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it is in the condition that it is right now, but can't really do much about that. And now I'm gonna show you through the B-roll, of course, what the front it looks like. It's just, there's a DVD drive up there, 2 USBs, a headphone jack, your power button, and if you see here, it says Celeron D, but I've actually upgraded this for the mighty cost of £2 and £1 postage, a Pentium 4 with hyper-threading technology enabled, so it's a bit of an oven now. And looking inside now, you can see the CPU cooler here, the RAM 6 I was mentioning, 2 slots, and under the DVD drive is the hard drive, which is only, as my finger's pointing there, a bit strange, 80 gigs and 7200 RPM, which is pretty fast for an old hard drive like that. Here's a rear shot of the CPU cooler, and it is a really chunky CPU cooler, I must say. Considering this was a Celeron spec machine, I'm surprised it came with this and not the cheaper aluminium thin one. As you can see, the 2 heat pipes there. And I'm gonna show you the old CPU which was in it, which was a Celeron D 346. And this is the front of the case, where you can see the front fan there. Bit of a mess in front. This is the back. This is the only expansion it does have, unfortunately. It is just a ×1 slot and 2 PCI slots. And here's the power supply, which is only 220 watts, but it is pretty much enough for this machine, because let's be real, it has no expansion, and this is where it's going to change back to normal. Okay, so now I've stopped blabbering about it as much and connected it up to our trusty old AOC monitor and the regular peripherals, as well as the soundbar. Let's see how it does. I also have the power meter plugged in at the back, just to the machine, to see how much power it draws. And I think we will start from, I'll show you the BIOS here real quick. As usual, it's just your regular Dell, I'd say like they had this BIOS from around, this is an 05 machine, so I think they had it up till around 2007 or 8. They changed to a mouse, like a mouse or controlled one instead afterwards, which I do have on another machine. Apart from that, that's the version it's using right now, and the service tag, which has been deleted off the Dell website. That's the CPU I mentioned before, which is now Pentium 4 3 GHz Prescott CPU, and it does have 64-bit, which is interesting, but I will tell you that it doesn't really work that well, in the sense that it's not like it's not like a the later ones, which I have forgotten the name of, but it basically is it's basically missing a few instructions that stops it from running other versions of other like 64-bit operating systems like Windows 10. It can only do 32-bit, if I remember correctly, on this one. But yeah, it sucks. Only 2 gigs of RAM, as I mentioned before as well. It does have 2 slots, as I showed you guys, and it does take faster RAM, up to around, I think it does take 800 megahertz, which is cool. 4 gigs max as usual. And it was the rest of it is nothing much in here really, apart from the fact that it has a hypersetting option, which is cool. Don't know why they'd set it to off there, but whatever. Let's exit out of here, and I'm going to show you the operating system. So start menu. I think we will start off with XP, because XP is what everybody's used to. Before I start talking about Zorin. Doesn't take too long to load, but I will just skip forward. Okay, there we go. Ah, good old XP sounds. And yeah, it does make lovely old hard drive sounds, as you can hear in the background. I have everything shut off apart from my main machine in the back, so you can kind of hear it. Sorry about that, I had to go do something quickly. Yeah, here's a desktop. It does. I did install the nice. I believe it's the Noir theme, which is you can get on the archive.org, which is nice. And I like this sand wallpaper, sandpaper. What am I saying? It is quite early in the morning, as you can see there. So, do you excuse my stupidness? I do have Legacy Update installed on this thing, and it did really update it fully. So yeah, there you go. It does take 8 megs of the RAM to use as its integrated graphics RAM, GRAM I should say, VRAM, sorry. And it's just a really rubbish old Intel 915 thing there. Yeah, not very special. As you can see that, yeah, 910, my goodness. On Windows it only does like it only does these amount of resolutions. It doesn't do anything more. But on Zorin, as I will show you later, it does do up to full HD, which is a bit strange. So I'm not sure what the whole deal is with that. But enough of me messing around. I'm going to just cut down the video. I'm trying to cut down the video time as much as possible. So I'm going to skip forward and show you some quick gameplay as usual before I go mess around with Zorin. Okay, first up, Mafia with these settings at 1280 by 1024. Not sure why it won't do widescreen, but we're gonna have to deal with it. Okay, so that was the whole setup screen. I should have known that, but here's what I've set it to, and let's see if it does anything special. Alrighty, here it is playing. I will say it doesn't do too badly, so that's pretty neat. Considering this is a little entry-level Dimension. It doesn't even have its own what do you call it? barely has any USB ports or anything, but it still somehow does play this game, so that's cool. I guess it's not totally useless after all. Oh yeah, and that's the amount of wattage it's using right now. If I just play the game a bit, see if you can. You can't really see that. Let me pause it here and try and actually no, I can try. Yeah, basically the same here. So yeah, on to the next thing. Alrighty, everybody's favorite, San Andreas. And I believe it's only running on the normal graphics here. Oh no, it's on high. Let's see if we can turn that up a bit. Keep that on. Turn this down a bit. Making a bit too much noise. Yeah, that should be okay. Let's start the game. Oh, okay then. New. Seems like the sound from the soundbar here is not too bad either.
After 5 years on the East Coast,
I will skip forward and get to the first part. Alrighty, here we are. This is on high settings. Oh, it's a bit laggy. It's a bit laggy. My days. Let's try to turn the settings down a bit. See if it does any better. Oopsie. Yeah, let's try medium. I think that would be a bit safer. Nope. Insanely lagging. Well, I'm surprised by this. I did not expect it to be this bad on GTA San Andreas. It did Mafia just fine, so I'm not sure what the whole deal is with this one. Let's see if the power wattage shows anything out of the ordinary. Turns out it's just the same. Bit strange, isn't it? Okay, that was took a bit of a long time. Unfortunately, Zorin is pretty slow on this machine thanks to its spinning Rust hard drive on there, even though it is a 7200 RPM, as mentioned before. And yeah, it is. I do really like Zorin and Linux in general for these Zorin machines. I think it just gives them a new lease of life, especially when they have a SSD in them, unlike this one. I do need to connect to the internet, so let me do that. I'm only going to be showing just general usability and things like that with this thing, as it does allow us to connect to a bit more securely than Windows XP does. So yeah, let me do all that stuff. So yeah, now that's all done. Let me just show you the little app store here and just show you how long it takes. It will take a minute or two. Yeah. This is what I mean when you need to have an SSD in your machines, especially in this day and age. I have had an SSD in this thing before running actually, I don't think it was running Zorin. I think it was running 32-bit of Windows 10, and it did it just fine, really. I mean, it did have the typical RAM issues, and as you'd expect when it had 4 GB of RAM. But yeah, this is a bit of an issue. I will skip forward and see if it does anything, as usual. Okay, so it turns out the store just was being stupid as usual. On this machine, it does run better on others, so I think it's just this machine and its stupid old hard drive, really. Let's see if it does launch Minecraft, which probably will take a while, so jump cut again. So it turns out this thing is just stuck with the drive light just stuck on. It's been like this for a few minutes now, so yeah. If you are gonna run this, please, I beg you, put an SSD in your machine before you try putting it on your at least 19-year-old Dell. Oh, Firefox is about to say something here. Close it? We want to close it? We want to use it. Already running. Oh, there we go. Some sign of life. Good lord. I guess 2 gigs of RAM is just not enough for good old Zorin. Or any modern OS, I guess. Let's see. Can it open YouTube? Wowie. Looks like it does. It does play YouTube on XP. Well, at least at like 240p, so I wouldn't be surprised if we can do it here as well. Pretty slow. Let me try load up a video here. So while this thing is just loading up, Firefox is fluctuating between 60 to 100 watts, which is pretty insane. Okay, so I finally loaded up a video here, and I can hear the CPU fan going crazy in there. Ramping up and down, which is kind of funny. There is no picture at all, which is also pretty funny, if anything. It's on the lowest quality. Yeah, Zorin is eating the hell out of this. Oh, looks like we have some movement. Even if it is at 144p. I haven't signed into Firefox here, so I don't have my regular H-Winfo extension here, I don't think. Which would have been a bit useful, I think. You can see in the background there. So, yeah. It does do alright when it's not running on a normal hard drive like this. And as you probably saw earlier, it does run XP pretty well, so apologies for the bit of a disappointment on seeing if whether this thing can actually run Zorin OS or not, but yeah, that's all for this video, unfortunately. Hope you guys enjoyed it, if you even made it to the end. I'm gonna be trying to format my videos a bit more like this, where I do a voiceover and just show the machine running with my phone here, like I usually did the whole video before using my phone. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think of this format. If you want me to try something else, please leave it in the comments. I do have a few more videos I'm gonna make before I go on holiday, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, as usual, nobody's forcing you to like and subscribe, but if you do, it is highly appreciated. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next video.